Hi everyone. In this session, I am going to discuss about Norton's theorem. Last session we discussed about Thevenin's theorem proof as well as some problems based on, some problems by using Thevenin's theorem. So the Thevenin's theorem and Norton's theorem almost same. See, in Thevenin's theorem, we are finding Thevenin's voltage, that is nothing but open circuit voltage, and Thevenin's resistance, equivalent resistance of the circuit. The process of finding the Thevenin's resistance and Norton's resistance both are same, exactly same. But instead of finding open circuit voltage known as Thevenin's voltage, in Norton's theorem we are finding Norton's current known as short circuit current. Now I would like to state the Norton's theorem statement. See, all the theorems start with the sentence: in any linear bilateral network, however, a complicated circuit connected to impedance or resistance is replaced by a simple equivalent circuit. That simple equivalent circuit consisting a current source in series with resistance connected across the load. That current source value is equal to the short circuit current through the load terminal, and that single resistance value is equal to the effective resistance of the circuit view from the load terminal into the circuit by replacing all voltage sources by short circuit and current sources by open circuit. The statement exactly same as Thevenin's theorem statement, except one line. What is that? Instead of open circuit voltage, here we are finding short circuit current through the load terminal. Is it clear? Now let us move on to the proof. Okay, consider the same circuit as we considered in Thevenin's theorem. So in order to prove the Norton's theorem, first find out load current by using any method. Is it clear? What we are calculating load current, the same thing we calculated in the Thevenin's theorem. The first part of the proof is exactly same as Thevenin's theorem. Is it clear? First, let me calculate what is IL. IL is equal to the current through load. I don't want to explain much about this finding IL because we already discussed this concept in Thevenin's theorem. IL is equal to current through load by using current divider rule. R2 divided by R2 plus R3 plus RL into total current IT. That is the total current driven by the total supply V. Now, in order to find out IL, first we need to calculate, we need to get the expression for IT. So, IT is equal to V divided by RT. What is V? Total supply voltage divided by what is RT? Total resistance of the circuit. Okay. You know, we are finding the effective resistance between these two terminals because voltage is measured under open circuit condition. If you measure the total effective resistance between these two terminals, what is the effective resistance? These two are in series, so R3 plus RL. This series combination parallel with R2. Okay, so what happens? R3 plus RL into R2 divided by R3 plus RL plus R2. Next, there is an entire combination in series with R1. Is it clear? So, how we can obtain equation for RT? RT is equal to R1 plus R2 into R3 plus RL because these two are connected in series. Therefore, R2 plus R3 plus RL. Is it clear? Now, first let me simplify the expression for RT. RT is equal to R1 plus just multiply these two terms, or directly you can write RT is equal to, take a LCM, R1 into R2 plus R1 R3 plus R1 R3 plus R1 RL plus R2 into R3 plus R2 into RL whole divided by, what is the denominator here? R2 plus R3 plus RL. R2 plus R3 plus RL. Okay, now we have an expression for RT. Substitute RT in above equation. Therefore, IT is equal to V divided by RT. So, V divided by RT means, what is RT? R1, R2, this numerator divided by denominator. So, by rearranging this equation, R2 plus R3 plus RL, I am directly writing what is IT divided by R1 R2 plus R1 R3 plus R1 RL plus R2 R3 plus R2 RL. Okay. Next, after knowing IT, just substitute in above equation and find out what is IL. Is it clear? Therefore, IL is equal to R2 divided by R2 plus R3 plus RL. IL is equal to R2 divided by R2 plus R3 plus RL into IT. What is IT? In above equation you can say, what is IT? IT is equal to V into R2 plus R3 plus RL whole divided by R1 R2 plus R1 R3 plus R1 RL plus R2 R3 plus R2 RL. So, R2 R3 RL will get cancelled with R2 R3 RL. What is the remaining? IL is equal to R2 into V divided by R1 R2 plus R1 R3 plus R1 RL plus R2 R3 plus R2 RL. Clear? This is the expression for IL by using current divider rule. Is that clear? Now, in order to find by Norton's theorem, to find I naught, by using Norton's theorem to find I naught, what is the first step? Just like a Thevenin's theorem, just remove the load and make it as a short circuit. Remove the load and make it as a short circuit. The current flowing through this short circuit path is known as I naught. That I naught is denoted by Norton's current. I naught is nothing but Norton's current. How to find out I naught? I naught is nothing but current through R3. So, by knowing the total current, how we can find out I naught? I naught is equal to R2 divided by R2 plus R3 into total current IT. I naught is equal to R2 divided by R2 plus R3 into total current IT. Now IT is different. Now IT is not this equation because we removed that load. Again we have to calculate what is IT for this circuit. So what is IT for this circuit? Let me write at this point. IT is equal to V divided by RT. What is RT? RT is equal to, for this circuit, R1 plus R2 into R3 divided by R2 plus R3, because R2 and R3 are connected in parallel. This parallel combination is then connected in series with R1. So how we can write this? R1 plus R2 into R3 divided by R2 plus R3. So next step, RT is equal to R1 R2 plus R1 R3 plus R2 R3 whole divided by R2 plus R3. Okay, substitute RT in this equation. So in above equation. So in order to get IT, therefore IT is equal to V into R2 plus R3 whole divided by R1 R2 plus R1 R3 plus R2 R3. So we know what is IT, then just calculate what is I naught. I naught is equal to, yes, R2 divided by R2 plus R3 into, what is IT? IT is equal to V into R2 plus R3 whole divided by R1 R2 plus R1 R3 plus R2 R3. Okay, say R2 plus R3 will get cancelled. Then what is the remaining? I naught is equal to yes, V into R2 divided by R1 R2 plus R1 R3 plus R2 R3. So this is I naught. Okay, after finding I naught, is again just like a Thevenin's theorem, we need to calculate what is R naught. So to find R naught, yes, what is the procedure to find out R naught? Remove the load terminals and view from the load terminal by replacing all voltage source by short circuit and current source by open circuit. Yes, what is the circuit to find out R naught? This is the circuit to find out R naught. Okay, what is this value? R1, R2, R3. Is that clear? So R naught is equal to R1 and R2. These two are connected in parallel. Next, this parallel combination then connected in series with R3. Therefore, R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2, this entire combination then connected in series with R3. Is that clear? So just simplify this R naught. R naught is equal to R1 R2 plus R1 R3, take LCM, plus R2 R3 whole divided by R1 plus R2. So this is the expression for R naught. Next, by knowing I naught and R naught, yes, we can write a Norton's equivalent circuit. How it is the Norton's equivalent circuit? Yes, I naught in parallel with R naught. This combination is connected across same load resistance RL. What is this R naught? Then what is this I naught? Is that clear? Now, in order to verify this theorem, I mean in order to equate with equation 1, just find out IL for this Norton's equivalent circuit. Yes, how to find out IL for this circuit? IL is equal to, say, R0 and RL, these two are connected in parallel. I0 is nothing but a total current. Again, by using current divider rule, we can find out IL. IL is equal to, yes, in order to find out current in the load resistance, R0 divided by R0 plus RL into total current I0. Next, IL is equal to what is R0? So we have an equation for R0. What is that? R1 R2 plus R1 R3 plus R2 R3 divided by, let me substitute R0 as it is. I will substitute this R0 in the later stages. R0 plus RL into, what is I0? Say, again you have a expression for I0 also. Substitute what is I0. I0 is equal to V into R2 divided by R1 R2 plus R1 R3 plus R2 R3. It's clear? Say these two terms will get cancelled. Then what is the remaining? IL is equal to V into R2 divided by, what is R0? Again you can substitute. What is R0? R1 R2 plus R1 R3 plus R2 R3 whole divided by R1 plus R2 plus, so I just substituted in place of R0. See, R0, this is the expression for R0 plus RL. IL is equal to V into R2 whole divided by, yes, R1 R2 plus R1 R3 plus R2 R3 plus R1 into RL plus R2 into RL whole divided by R1 plus R2. IL is equal to R0 divided by R0 plus RL. What is R0? R1 R2 R1 R3 R2 R3 divided by R1 R2. Forgot to write this denominator part. What is that? R1 plus R2. So just let me write here. R1 plus R2. Okay. Next, again this whole combination into R1 plus R2. Again this whole combination with R1 plus R2. See, R1 plus R2 will get cancelled. Then what is the remaining? VR2 divided by R1 R2 plus R1 R3 plus R2 R3 plus R1 RL plus R2 RL, and call this as equation 2. Say equation 1, R2V divided by R1 R2, R1 R3, R2 R3, R1 RL, R2 RL. Say equation 1 is exactly same as equation 2. Hence, it is a proof of Norton's theorem. Now again, statement of Norton's theorem. In any linear bilateral network, however, complicated circuit connected to load resistance or impedance is replaced by a simple equivalent circuit consisting a current source, single current source in parallel with resistance or impedance. Well, if it is AC impedance, the given circuit is DC resistance connected across load resistance or impedance. The current source value is equal to the short circuit current through the load terminal, and that resistance value is equal to the effective resistance of the circuit view from the load terminal into the circuit by replacing all voltage sources by short circuit and current sources by open circuit. First, we got the value of, we derived the expression for IL by any general method, call it as equation 1. Next, by Norton's theorem, first find out what is I naught, that is Norton's current, then find out what is R naught, that is Norton's resistance, then write Norton's equivalent circuit and connect the same load resistance to the terminals of this Norton's equivalent circuit, then find out IL by using current divider rule. In order to get the expression for IL, substitute what is the equation for I naught and R naught, simplify, you will get the equation and call it as equation 2. Compare equation 1 and 2, both are exactly same, so hence we can call it as a proof for Norton's theorem. Thank you. Now we can solve on problems by using Norton's equivalent circuit, I mean Norton's theorem. You can see this problem, already we solved this problem by using Thevenin's theorem. I am taking the same problem so that you can understand easily how we can find out or we can obtain Norton's equivalent circuit, I mean by applying the Norton's theorem. I already explained this problem. By seeing this problem, there are some redundant elements in this problem. Let me write the resistance value also. This is 10 ohm resistor. Say any resistance is connected in parallel with ideal voltage source, I mean independent voltage source, we can consider this resistance is a redundant element. Similarly, any resistance is connected in series with ideal current source, that resistance becomes redundant element. So we can remove those two elements for analysis purpose, for simplification. Say just remove this 2 ohm resistor and also you can remove this 10 ohm resistor. Okay. Next, for Thevenin's theorem or Norton's theorem, what is the first step in order to find out the Thevenin's voltage or Norton's voltage? Yes, first step is remove the load. Is it clear? So in order to find out Norton's current, I mean I naught, just make short circuit. Load terminals are shorted and just find out what is current through this short circuit path is known as I naught. See, in order to find I naught is nothing but current through 8 ohm resistor. In order to find out I naught, yes, you can apply any method. We can go with Kirchhoff voltage law or Kirchhoff current law. Just always think which method is simple in order to find out that current through short circuit terminal. So let me apply Kirchhoff current law, nodal analysis, and let me call it as node voltage V, because in the circuit we can see only one node. If you go with loop analysis, there are two loops. So 2 loops means 2 variables, so you need to solve 2 simultaneous equations. By applying KCL, only one node in the circuit, just apply Kirchhoff current law for that node and simplify. Easily you can find out what is I naught. Yes, apply Kirchhoff current law, KCL for node V, because only one node in the circuit. Yes, V minus 4 divided by resistance 3. Next, say this 1 ampere current is leaving from the node. When you are applying KCL for any node, just assume that node is higher potential. Therefore, all the branch currents are leaving from the node. At the same time, the branch current, I mean the branch connected to this node, there is a current source that is also leaving from the node. That's why plus 1 ampere. Next, what's the current in this branch? Yes, plus V divided by 8, because this 8 ohm resistor is connected between this node and other one is the ground. So, the potential difference in this branch is V minus 0 divided by resistance 8, that is equal to 0. This is the KCL equation for the node. Just simplify this equation. V divided by 3 minus 4 by 3 plus 1 plus V by 8, that is equal to 0. Take V as a common factor, 1 by 3 plus 1 by 8. Okay, next 4 by 3 minus 1. Next, take a LCM and simplify and get the value for V. V is equal to 0.727 volts. After simplifying this equation by using your calculator, it's very simple equation. You will get V is equal to 0.727 volts. Okay. Next, by knowing this node voltage, how to find out I naught? I naught is nothing but current through 8 ohm resistor, right? Say, then what is I naught? I naught is equal to, yes, I naught is equal to the potential difference between this branch divided by resistance. The potential difference is nothing but V divided by resistance 8. Is that clear? Just substitute what is the value V? V is equal to 0.727 divided by 8. Therefore, I naught is equal to 0.727 divided by 8, 0.0909 amps. Okay, you will get I naught is equal to 0.0909 amps. This current is nothing but Norton's current. Now, just find out Norton's resistance. It is just like the same as Thevenin's resistance. How to find out Norton's resistance? Remove the load terminal and view from the load end into the circuit by replacing all voltage source by short circuit and current sources by open circuit. Then to find R naught, what will be the circuit? I am directly writing the circuit. 3, 8, that voltage source, 4 volt voltage source is replaced by short circuit and 1 ampere current source is replaced by open circuit. So, these two are the load terminal. Therefore, R naught is equal to 3 ohm, 8 ohm. These 3 ohm and 8 ohm are connected in series. Therefore, effective resistance is equal to 8 plus 3, 11 ohms. The question is, find Norton's equivalent circuit. How is the Norton's equivalent circuit? Consists I naught parallel with R naught and connected across the same load. Okay, what is I naught value? I naught is equal to 0.0909 amps. R naught is equal to 11 ohms. So, this is nothing but Norton's equivalent circuit. Thank you. Okay, now let us solve one more problem. See the problem statement. Determine Norton's equivalent for this circuit. So, something different problem. See, we can see a dependent source here. Whether it is in Thevenin's theorem or Norton's theorem, if the circuit consists dependent source, the procedure to find R naught is different. Is that clear? I will explain you how to find out R naught if any circuit consists dependent source by using Thevenin's or Norton's theorem. Say, in order to find out Norton's equivalent circuit, what is the first step? Say, Ix is the current through the load. This 0.8 Ix means this is current dependent current source. Which current dependent? Current through the load is denoted by Ix, the load current dependent current source. Okay. If the load is removed, now what is Ix? 0. but I am not keeping as it is. Okay, so just remove the load and make it as a short circuit. Now the current through the load is Ix. Now generally what we are following, what is the current through this short circuit path across the load terminal? I0. So before it was Ix dependent current source. Now Ix, that load is removed and make it as a short circuit. Now Ix becomes I0. Now this is also Ix becomes I0. Is it clear? Okay. Now in order to find out I0, yes, we can go with Kirchhoff current law, nodal analysis, because we can see only one node in the circuit, but there are two loops in the circuit, and let me call it as the voltage at this node is V. Apply KCL for node V. Apply KCL for node V. Yes, V minus 40, you know how it is, V minus 40 divided by 10. Again this branch current, I mean this dependent current source also leaving from the node, that's why plus 0.8 I0, 0.8 I0, next to plus V divided by V minus 0 divided by 6, that is equal to 0. Say we have only one node in this circuit, only one equation, but two variables. One is the V, other one is I0. What we are going to find out? We are going to find out this short circuit current, right? I0. So therefore, try to express V in terms of I0. Instead of calculating V, after that we can calculate I0. Directly we can get what is I0. Just express V in terms of I0. Is it clear? See, just consider this branch. What is the current in this branch? I0. How to find out current in this branch? By Ohm's law, I is equal to V divided by R. By Ohm's law, I is equal to V divided by R. V is nothing but potential difference across 6 ohm resistor. What is the potential difference across this 6 ohm resistor? One end is connected to V, other end is connected to ground. Therefore, the potential difference is V minus 0, that is equal to V divided by resistance 6. So, V by 6 is equal to, what is that current is denoted by I0. Therefore, V is equal to 6 into I0. Is it clear? Just substitute here 6 into I0 by 10 minus 40 by 10, 4 plus 0.8 I0 plus 6 into I0 by V is equal to 6 into I0 divided by 6, that is equal to 0. Now you can say only one equation with only one variable. What is that variable? I0. Just find out that I0 you will get, after simplification you will get I0 is equal to 1.669 amps. This is nothing but Norton's current, also known as short circuit current. Okay. Now after finding, see this is for what? To find I0. Next, after finding I0, what is the next step? To find R0, right? So to find R0. So if dependent source is not given, how we are finding R0? Just remove the load, view from the load terminal into the circuit by replacing all voltage source by short circuit and current sources by open circuit. But we can replace only dependent voltage sources by short circuit. Sorry, not dependent, independent voltage sources by short circuit and independent current sources by open circuit, not dependent current sources. If any circuit consists dependent sources, the procedure to find out R0 is different. So, if any circuit with a dependent sources, R0 is equal to V0 by I0. because by Ohm's law R is equal to V by I. Already we calculated what is I naught, just find out what is V naught. So what is the procedure to find out, what is the step to find out V naught? Just remove the load. Just remove the load. See, let me start with the beginning. What was the current here? Ix, then this is the resistance. What is the current flowing through this one? Ix, right? So what is the procedure to find out V naught? I mean Thevenin's voltage. Remove the load, right? Before that, what is the current is flowing? Ix. When this load is removed, it is just like a open circuit. The circuit becomes open circuit. Ix becomes 0. If Ix is 0, Ix dependent current source. So just substitute 0.8 into 0. 0.8 into 0, 0. If the current source value is 0, it is nothing but current source value is 0 is nothing but open circuit. Is that clear? So before removing the load, what was the current? Ix. When the load is removed, this load terminus becomes open circuit. Therefore, Ix becomes 0. This Ix dependent current source value also 0 because 0.8 into 0, 0. Current source value is 0 means open circuit. Voltage source value is 0 means short circuit. Now, what is the circuit? Just remove the load. So, in order to find out V naught, okay, then this dependent current source value is also 0. Now, V naught is exactly same as 40 volts because there is no effect of this 10 and 6 ohm resistor because load is removed. What is the current through 10 and 6? 0 because it is an open circuit. If current does not flow through these two resistance means there is no question of voltage drop across these resistance. Therefore, whatever the voltage we are applying, same voltage we can able to get across the open circuit terminal. Therefore, V naught is equal to 40 volts. V naught is equal to 40 volts. Is that clear? Next, R naught is equal to V naught by I naught. What is V naught? 40. What is I naught? 1.669. Then what is R naught? 23.96 ohms. So if any circuit with dependent sources, what is the procedure to find out R naught? R naught is equal to V naught by I naught. Even in case of Thevenin's theorem or Norton's theorem, R naught is equal to V naught by I naught. Now, in order to write Norton's equivalent circuit, yes, I naught parallel with R naught connected across same load RL. What is R naught value? 23.96 ohms. What is I naught value? 1.669 amps. Thank you.